morning. Welcome to today's Unit 4 class. I hope all of you are keeping fine. Sorry for the delay in getting started. Everybody, in the 2021 June paper, we have only one more question to answer, as in we have already answered it. There is still a small part that needs to be answered. Let's answer that part and let's then move on to 2021 October. Okay. So everybody, I'm going to share my screen with you all. And everybody, in the 2021 June last question number 5, where they were talking about various validation checks that can be used. We only couldn't complete one. Which one was that? The one that we couldn't complete was length of data check. We couldn't do that. Okay, so can we quickly talk about that? We need to open up the database to talk about which field we can apply it to. Guys, girls, we're in the 2021 June past paper. Okay, so let's first talk about the purpose of a length check. A length check is basically used to check the number of characters, right? Or the number of digits. Okay, so shall we first talk about it? You can say a length check. A length check is used to ensure that the number of characters in a particular field are limited. Okay, this is the purpose behind a length check. Okay, limiting the number of characters that can be entered. Okay, right, now we're going to move on. One second, I just want to see which field that we can be applying this to. So when I come into my quiz table, when I come into my, from the 3 tables that we imported now. So in the quiz table, is there any field that you see a length check can be applied to? In the quiz table, quiz setter table, and quiz type table, any of them, do you see a place where we can apply a length check to? Anywhere where you think we should be applying a length check to? Quiz setter, also I don't see you have quiz setter ID, setter first name, setter last name, setter email, quiz type. What do you think? So shall we say currently there doesn't seem to be any field in any of the tables that I created that would require a length check. Okay, shall we mention that? Okay, so we can mention that over here. Let's mention over here that from the fields in the tables, from the fields in the tables that I created, there isn't there isn't any field that would require a length check. Okay, right. I'm going to be saving this. We close this. Okay. I'll just say that this was done in class. Right, guys, girls, all of y'all, can we move on to 2021 October now? All of y'all have the past papers with y'all, right? I have given it to y'all. So can we create a folder called 2021 October OCT PP? We open this and can you all get the necessary data files over there? So past papers 2021 October. So here we have the files. Everyone has it, right? 2021 October. Okay. Students online, everybody has it, right? 2021 October. I gave you all a zip with all the data files in them. Okay. So we copy it, we paste it. You all know how to extract as well. Everybody, you'll not extract. Ikram, you'll not extract. You have to open it, copy the files, and then go and put it into a folder. You cannot work with it while it is inside a compressed folder. While it is inside a compressed package, you cannot work with it. Okay. So everybody, we are going to have to first create our evidence template. Shall we get started with that, everyone? Let's move down and can everybody create your evidence template? Okay. Open the template, type in your center name, your center number, your candidate number in the boxes provided. Save the template using a file name in this format. Okay, so can everybody get started with that? So that's online. Everybody has it, right? Online. Anybody online who doesn't have it, drop me a message. Okay. So we open up our candidate evidence template, and over here, what do? We enter our center name. I'll just say platinum for now. Our center number 1, 2, 3, 4, our candidate name, and our candidate number again 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we are supposed to save it as file, save as, or save a copy. And we click on browse. And we save it as what? Your candidate number underscore your center number underscore the first letter of your last name. Am I right? Okay. Surname and then first letter of first name. Surname and then first letter of first name. Everybody, can you all please save your candidate evidence template accordingly? Okay, so I'm going to click on save and we are then going to get started. Okay. Kram, have you opened this? You have it? Yes or no? Sure. Okay. Avish, you having it, right? Okay, all of you, Naduli and Trita. Okay. Right, guys online, I hope you all also have it. Let's save our evidence template. Okay, the first few questions won't be a big deal. The normalization part onwards is where we are going to have a lot of difficulties. Okay, right, everybody. Let's read the scenario and let's start and let's understand it. ICIAS owns a software creation company that employs programmers. Okay, a software company that hires programmers. The company creates software for customers. Are we good? Okay, so far we saw there are programmers and there are customers. The creation of a piece of software is called a project. Okay, so there is also something to do with projects here. Each project has a start date and a target end date. Okay, every project has a start date and a target end date. The project is split into programming phases. Okay, every project has multiple phases or stages. Each phase has an actual start date and the number of days it has taken to complete it. Each phase uses one programming language and a programmer who can program in that language. You all see the relationships here? Each phase uses one language and one programmer. Okay. ICIAS keeps a list of programmers in a single table within the database project. Okay. So everybody, Isias has provided the project records spreadsheet file, which contains an extract of his records of software creation. And he is finding it increasingly difficult to keep track of the programmers and the programming languages that they can use, the phases, and whether they are completed in time to meet the project end date. Okay, right. You all have somewhat an idea of the scenario here. We have what we call a software development company. Okay, they have developers. Okay, they have projects. They have projects, and each project is dealt with in one particular language and done by one particular done by one particular programmer, and they also have customers in their company. Okay, right. So everybody, let's move down. We have somewhat an idea of the scenario now. Right. The project database and project record spreadsheet files are provided in your examination area. Study these files carefully. Can we all start off with that? Can you guys open up your database file and go through it? Let's open up the project database file, students online, and see what can you understand from it? When you open it, everybody, can you all please ensure you all click on enable content? If you all get any macro warnings, you all have to click on enable content. Okay. So you click on enable content, and then you can see on the left hand side there's only one particular table, a table called TBL programmer. So can everyone open up TBL programmer? When you open up TBL programmer, do you guys notice any problems over here? I can see, for example, Stephanie has been repeated twice. How do you pronounce his name? I don't know. Igin has been repeated, I don't know, 5 times. Rose has been repeated twice. Rosie has been repeated. Sorry, Rose has been repeated thrice. There's a Rosie. There's a mistake also there. Nicole has also been repeated multiple times with different spellings. Ernest. So what's the problems you'll see over here? Data redundancy is definitely a problem here, right? And then we have another problem, which is data inconsistencies also here, right? Okay, we are talking about, look at programmer ID 1213. Programmer 12, Nicole, is written with Nicole, but in ID number 14, there is an A at the end of it. You can see there are certain inconsistencies. Any other problems you see over here? Is language having atomic values? No, language is not having atomic values. Okay, so we are having a few problems. We will deal with it. Then can you guys have a look at the Excel sheet? Project records Excel sheet, can you all open up? So when I open up the project records Excel sheet, once again, what do we see there? We can see the project ID is being repeated multiple times. Okay. And inside each project ID, you can see there are multiple phases. Project ID 1 is having phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, isn't it? Okay, so customer details are being repeated. Along with that, their address is being repeated, their mobile number is being repeated. Okay, we can clearly see that this has not been normalized. Okay, so you at some point will be required to normalize all this data. Okay, I'm going to close the Excel sheet, everybody. For now, I don't think you will have to import. So can everybody close the Excel sheet for now? Can we all have a look at question number 1A? The programmer table in the project database needs to be improved. A programmer record must only save if the last name is present, begins with an uppercase letter followed by lowercase letters, has no more than 25 characters. Okay, so everybody, I think how many validation rules will you be using over here? Is present belongs to which validation rule? Presence check. And then the remaining 2 will belong to format check. Okay, if you want, you can also get length check involved, but format check alone can also cover your length, isn't it? So everybody, can we move on into design view? Everybody, we come into our tables design view, and we focus on which field? We focus on the last name field. Can everyone come over there? We come to our last name field. Okay, and over here, what do? The first thing we have to do is we have to set what we call a presence check. Okay, the user cannot keep this field blank. It's compulsory for them to fill it. So what do we do over here? We come to last name. Over here we have last name. We come down to its field properties, We look for required. Where is required? Required right now says no, no. We change it to yes, sir. Required must become yes, sir. Which means you have to fill it. Then they told us it should be 25 characters. So if you want, you can say field size 25. You can do it this way. Okay. And then next, what would you be filling? If I want to say they should all be uppercase characters, format, oh, should I fill in input mask? I should be filling input mask, right? I should be coming to input mask and filling it. Anyone remembers how you, what do you call, what was the restriction, what was the requirement? Begins with an uppercase followed by lowercase letters. So how do I say uppercase? No. Angle bracket, greater than angle bracket, right? Everybody over here, look here. You have to put the greater than angle bracket to depict that the following characters are going to be in uppercase here. So over here, where is it? Here, all following characters will be in uppercase. So we put the angle bracket, and I want it to be a letter, no? So for the letter, what do we use? We use capital L. A letter is required. Okay. So everyone over here, what do? I will say over here, capital, what do you call, angle bracket L. The first letter should be uppercase. Thereafter, guys, hold on. Thereafter, what do I put? All following characters will be in lowercase thereafter, right? All the following characters will thereafter be in lowercase. Okay. So I can now put less than. Okay. Less than angle bracket I can put. But then, guys, what is the next input mask I put? Do I put L or do I put something else? Optional, right? Okay. Optional. Okay. Because, I mean, we could put one more L, but basically everybody will not have a 25 character name. No, not everybody will have a 25 character name. So we have to make all the other letters. Everybody's surname is anyway going to begin with a letter. No, everybody's surname without a doubt is going to begin with a letter. But thereafter, how many letters is not fixed. So what do we say? We say thereafter up to 25 optional characters can be, optional letters can be entered. Okay, they are not up to 25, up to 24. The first one is counted now. Thereafter, up to 24 optional letters can be entered. So now you all need to manually count it and say now up to 24 optional letters can now be entered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so it starts with a capital letter and then it is followed by lowercase optional letters. Okay, it starts with a uppercase letter and then followed by optional lowercase characters up to 24. Okay, so then the examiner says, students online, are you all okay with this? Everybody online, I hope this makes sense to you all. So if you want, go and check your data sheet view, everybody. You will get a warning that you're changing your data after you're putting rules after data has been entered. Okay, so now everybody come to a last name field. You can see whatever letter you type will automatically be converted into uppercase. Do you all see that? Whatever letter you type, if you try putting a number, it won't allow you to put a number. And if you type any letter, it will automatically go into uppercase. And any letter thereafter you type will automatically go into lowercase, even if you use caps lock. Okay, so everybody, our first question is done. Okay, I'm done or not done? I'm not coming to your laptop because you're okay, right? Okay. Right, then everybody can now go ahead and do the screenshots. Screen print the table in design view, making sure that the validation can be clearly seen. So I'll come over here, Windows. Make sure you're in the last name field, everybody. Make sure you're in the last name field. Then only the field properties will be visible now. Then take a screenshot. Windows Shift S. From top to bottom, we take a screenshot and we go and paste it in an appropriate place in our document. Right, I'm moving away from here. So I'm going to say that this was done. Okay, everybody, this is done. There is one error in the use of data types in this table. Identify and correct the error. Can you guys go ahead with that? So which one do you think is having a problem? You can see over here, program ID, first name, last name, email, available. So available is right now going as 1 and 0. What do you think 1 means? What do you think 0 means? Yes or no, right? They're using a Boolean value, isn't it? Available, when they use 1 and 0, it means yes or no. So shall we change it from number to available? We'll change it from number to yes or no. Okay, so you're obviously going to get a warning that you're changing your data types after data has been entered. So you can say, yes, I'm aware of it. Okay, so let's go into data sheet view. Yes, yes. Okay, you can now see tick boxes over here. A tick represents 1 and no tick represents 0. Okay, so let's get moving then over here. The examiner again says, you know what, they need a screenshot of your work in design view. From top to bottom, we'll be taking a screenshot and we will be pasting it over here. Okay, so that is also done. Then comes your data entry form. This is definitely going to take quite some time. ICIAS needs a form to enter data about a new programmer. The form must, and then they are given so many conditions that need to be fulfilled. Shall we first create the form and then one by one we'll tick through this? Okay, let's create the form first, everybody. Let's come into data sheet view. Let's come into create, everyone, create. And let's tell access that you want access to create the entire form for you. So we are going to choose blank form. So when you click on blank form, not blank form. You get the database to create the entire form for you. So you click on create and say create form. You say create form and now access creates the entire form for you. Are we good? Access has now created the entire form for you. Okay, so then one by one we need to go about fulfilling these. Okay, I'm waiting for a few seconds for you guys to catch up. Okay. So it says over here, the form must open ready for data entry. So everyone, what they mean by this is whoever is using this form should not be able to view previous data. They should only be able to add a new data. Isn't it? That's what we mean by open ready for data entry. So where would we have to go to do that? We would need the property sheet, and when you take your property sheet, ensure you are viewing the properties for the entire form, not the properties of a particular field. Okay, so we come to our property sheet and we say we want to see the properties of the entire form. Okay, I want to view the properties of the entire form. So we click on form. and then you need to move on to the relevant or the correct tab. So if you come into the data tab over here, you can see over here right now data entry is in no. You will have to change that to yes. Okay, data entry yes, which means use this form only for adding new records. Okay, this form shouldn't support viewing of previous records. Okay. Then everybody, the examiner then goes on to say, allow the input of a programmer's first name, last name, and availability. First name, last name, and availability. So what does that mean? User should be able to enter the programmer's first name, last name, and availability, which means allow, they said, allow the input of a programmer's first name, last name, and availability. So user should be able to enter the first name, last name, and availability. They should be able to enter those. Then what about programmer ID, email, and language? Those should be locked then, no? Those should be locked. Okay, so everybody, how do we do that? I'm going to come and click on programmer ID. And where do we go? You go to your property sheet, ensure you're viewing the properties for programmer ID field. And over there, you will say locked. Right now, it's no. Right now, locked is no. Everybody okay with this? The examiner told us, students online, the examiner told us the user should only be able to enter programmer's first name, last name, and availability, which means other fields, they should not be able to manually enter anything. So what we do is we'll lock it. So programmer ID locked is yes. Also programmer email locked, I'm going to make it yes. I'm going to make locked yes. And language also, I'm going to make locked yes. Everybody, could you all do that, please? Programmer ID, we lock it. Programmer's email, we lock it. And programmer's language also is locked. Okay. Anyone needs any help with this? Do let me know. Right, I'm moving away from here. Okay, hope everybody's okay. No messages yet, which means everything is under control then. Okay, so we're going to move away from here then. Provide a button that generates the programmer's company email address in the format their first name dot their last name at gmpost.com. Okay, there should be a button. When you click on it, it should generate an email address. Have we done a question like this before? When we were practicing, we did do a question like this before. Okay, and then there should also be a button that saves the record in the table and then displays a message to say that the record has been saved. Okay, so everybody will first finish this button and then we'll do this button. Okay, so everyone, let's go into design view. Let's go into design view and let's create some space for two buttons. Let's create some space for two buttons. And can you guys come into your form design tab and draw a button, everybody? Everybody all saw how I created space, right? I kept my cursor above the form footer and pulled it down. So when I pull it down, now I have space to draw a button. So I now come into form design. I take my button tool and I say, give me a button over here. And this button, guys, I'm going to program how it works. So for now, I don't need the command wizard. Okay, I'm going to cancel this, and instead here, I'm going to say generate email address. Hold it, make it size 14, no, size 12 should be okay. So everybody, we are going to start programming this button. We are going to program how this button works. Okay. So we will be using our macro builder to do it for us. Okay. So guys, girls, I'm going to be right clicking on this button. You right click on this button and you say, I want to build an event into this. I want to program how this works. So we say build event using macro builder, right? So everybody, anyone remembers what happens over here? When I click on this button, the email field should automatically take the first name, put a dot, take the last name and say at gmpost.com. So what action would allow you to do this? Set value to. Okay, you can use an action called set value to. Okay, so can you guys locate it? Set value to. Found it? Exactly. Everybody, it's not available in your normal action catalog. You have to enable all actions to see set value to. Okay, I forgot to tell you all one more thing. Anyway, no worries. Everybody, you all need to take show all actions in order to see set value to. So you say show all actions over here. Now when you come down over here, you will be able to see an action called set value to. So you choose set value to. Where is it? Set value. Okay, here set value. Everyone saw it? Set value. So now it's talking about which field. Item is equal to which field. I want to tell you all to go and see the name of your email field, but doesn't matter. It will be email again. I wanted to tell you all before coming into your macro builder to go and see what is the name of your email text box. Okay, but it will be email only. So we can just type email over here. Okay, so automatically Access is suggesting, is it the email text box? You can just say yes, you can choose it. Everybody, you have said set value now. So there are two questions. Number one is set value to which field, which item. So I want to set it to the email text box. Email text box. So when you type email itself, Access suggests. So you can choose that, double click and choose it. Then what is your expression? What do you want to perform on that field? So on that field, I want to take the first name. I want to take the first name text box. Okay, and then concatenate that with a period with a dot, concatenate with a dot, and then concatenate with the last name, then concatenate with the last name, and then concatenate with, in double quotes, what do we say? At gmpost.com. Okay, so you take the first name, concatenate that with a period, then concatenate that with at gmpost.com. Are we good? So you can test it out, everybody. You can click on save. You can click on save. And then let's close this up. Everybody online, okay, now with this. So I'm going to close it out. I'm going to go into form view. Shall we just put a random first name? I'll just put my own name. first name, last name. And now when I click on generate email address, can you all see automatically your email is being recorded in the email field. Okay, you can press escape thereafter if you do not need this record. Press escape to come out of it. Everybody, my generate email address button is working. When I put my first name, my last name, and click on generate email, automatically an email address is being generated. Okay. I'll go back into the design view of my button so you all can complete it. Okay, so everybody, how did we program that button? We said set value. Set value is available inside show all actions. And then it asks you two questions. Which field do you want, or which item do you want me to work on? So we want it to work on the email text box. Then expression, what do you want me to do over there? So we said take the first name, concatenate that with the period, then concatenate that with the last name, and then concatenate that with @gmpost.com. Okay. Okay, everyone, let's move away from here. Guys online, no problems. No, there's a message that says Aisha says it doesn't work. Give me a second, I'll come to you. Aisha, you have a problem with your macro. You have can you save it? Okay, or can you do like this? You have to disable this. So Aisha, you need to close your database. You need to come to your close your database. Come to your database file. Right click. You have to first close it. Right click on your database file and come to properties. In properties, there'll be an option over here in general, something called unblock. You need to tick that, unblock it. Then say apply OK and come and create it. Okay. Try this and let me know what happens. You have to first close the database, come to the properties of the database file. In general, there'll be something called something unblock. Click on unblock. Okay, right, superb. Right, let's close this. Let's save it and close it. Now we need another button, everybody, that says what? Saves the record in the table, and then it must display a message to say, you know what, record has been saved. Okay, so that's very simple. We come into form design, we come into our button, we take our button, we draw one more button that says, you know what, save record. So I draw one more button, and this button would say what? I don't want the command button wizard, that's no needed. Let's cancel this, and I'm going to say over here, save record. Save record, and then what I do over here is format. Let's bold it. Let's make it a black color font. Let's make it size 12. Okay. And now I'm going to program what this button does. It basically does two things. Step number one, what do I want it to do? Build event using macro builder. Step number one, I want it to save the record. Okay. Action number one is save record. MNOPQRS, save record. And then action number two is I need a message box. Okay, so action number two will be get me a message box. The message box should say what? Record has been saved successfully. Okay, record has been saved successfully. Message should appear on the screen. Okay. We don't need a title. Do we need a beep? Beep is also not necessary. I don't need any sound. Okay, no type also. Type can be, I don't know, information. It can be just giving them information. Okay, so everybody, I have now programmed how my save button works. First save the record, then display a message box that says record has been saved successfully. So I'm going to click on save now. We click on save and we click on close. So everybody, we have our button over here. Generate email address, save record also we do have over here. Right. Then guys, girls, now your screenshot time. Before you all do that, guys, can everybody save your form? I'll wait for 1 minute thereafter. Can you all save your form? Okay, save your form as form dash programmer. Form dash programmer. Okay, form dash programmer. But there's still a lot more work to be done because what did they tell us? They told us, you know what, create a user-friendly data entry form for the programmer table that will allow ECS to add new records. So everyone, can you all go ahead and start making it user-friendly? Start with a meaningful title. Okay, your field name should stand out from the fields. Your field sizes should be appropriate. Okay. So I will start off with, I'll do it all in layout view for now. So we can start off with programmer registration form. And we could bold this black color. Then everybody, the field headings should not have spaces in them. The field headings, okay? The fields you cannot change, but the field headings, you could make them more meaningful. So programmer space ID, first space name, last space name. And I could make these stand out. Then how about ungrouping them and resizing them to represent the number of characters that need to be entered into them? Okay, so this you cannot do it in layout view. This you will have to do it in design view. Okay, let's ungroup them. So I'm going to come over here and ungroup all of these, remove layout. Everybody, let's remove this layout so they're all ungrouped. And now I'm going to resize them based on their number of characters to be entered. Okay, first name. Email. Language. Anything else you would recommend I do over here? Required. Okay, you can indicate what is required. Or you could also tell them that program ID is an automatically generated value. Okay. So what we can do over here is we can have a label over here that says automatically generated value. Automatically or system generated value. System generated value. Okay, and everybody make it look like an instruction, so you can italicize it, make it smaller in font size. System generated value. For email, what shall we say? For email, we can say click button below to generate. Click button below to generate email. Okay. So everybody, this is how I have designed my form. These are the changes I made to it. Okay, so we're going to click on save now. So I'm going to zoom out now. I'm going to say anything else I need to do over here. I feel it's user friendly now. So let's resave our work. This is what we have done. Let's resave it. And now the examiner tells us to take a screenshot in form view. So can we all go into form view now? We come into form view. We take a screenshot over here, Windows Shift S from top to bottom. And we go and paste this in the appropriate place. Then the examiner goes on to say, produce screen prints in design view to show any macro, code, queries, and or properties you have used. So everybody from top to bottom, go one by one, showing the changes that you made, the macros that you created, the properties that you changed. So lots of screenshots to be done over here. So when we go from top to bottom, guys, when it comes to programmer ID, I locked it. I need to take a screenshot of that. So let's start off with that. Windows Shift S. I'll just highlight it and then take a screenshot so the examiner knows what I'm talking about. Windows Shift S. And we come and paste it over here. Then first name, we didn't change anything now. Last name also, we didn't change anything. Email, I have locked it. I will also later on show how I generated the email address. Windows Shift S from top to bottom. Then the same for language as well. Then everybody screenshots of your macros as well. Right click on your macros, say build event and take a screenshot. Okay, so I'm done with my screenshots. I'm waiting for y'all. All good now, everybody? Right, let's save our work over here. And I'll just put a note that we have done our work over here, done in class. Okay. The next one is a normalization, isn't it? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take 10 minutes then. Oh, it's not 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes, 9 minutes, okay? Everybody, we'll be back at 8:45 then, and then when we come back, we'll deal with this normalization question. Okay, this will take some time, okay, but you all are a little used to it, okay? Right, everybody, in 10 minutes, we'll be back, okay? Not 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 8. Yes, guys, girls, all of you, let's move on to this, now the normalization part. Can you all read it to yourselves, everybody? So there is a spreadsheet that he has given you an extract. Develop the project database to add this spreadsheet's data as well. You do not change the structure of the table programmer. You must create an efficient data structure that minimizes data duplication, uses the correct data types and primary keys, enforces referential integrity, and then you're supposed to produce screenshots showing the relationships. Okay. So everybody, question C and D, we will be doing it together. Okay. Question C and D, we will be doing it together. Okay, shall we get started, everyone? Anyone remembers the steps? So this the data in the spreadsheet is not normalized. You're going to import it, normalize it. Okay, let's get started. So everyone over here, let's save it. Let's minimize this. Let's go. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's close this. So I come into external data and I come into my new data source. Okay, external data, new data source from file. I will be using what we call an Excel file. Okay, my data is right now in an Excel file. So we click on Excel. And then you can click on browse to locate where your files are. So we click on browse and where do we go? We come into my classes, FTA2, unit, Unit 4, 2021, October. So project records are over here. Everyone okay with this? Project records are over here. We say open. Okay, give me a second, please. Okay, so let's keep moving, everyone. What does it say next? So we say import the source data into a new table in the current database. Import the source data into a new table in the current database, and we say okay. Then everybody, there's only one worksheet over there. It's called export one or something. That's the worksheet we will be using. Okay, so again we click on next. Then guys, do not forget to tick this. The first row contains my column headings. The first row contains my column headings. Do not forget to tick that as well. We click on next again. Then everybody, I told you all over here, do not go to change data types. It could result in errors during the import process. So do not change any data types right now. Let it be as it is. After importing is done, we'll go back and change our data types. Okay. So we click on next again. No primary key for now. For now, there is going to be no primary key. I will set the primary keys after importing of data is done. Okay. So again, we click on next. Okay. So where do you want to import all this data to? I'll say import into a table and name this table as imported data. Import this data, all this data into a table called imported data. And thereafter this very table, I'm going to break it up. This very imported data table, I will be using a wizard or a table analyzer, what do we call it? Data analyzer or table analyzer. Basically, I'll be using an analyzer, a wizard, to break this table, to normalize this table. So I click on finish. So as soon as I click on finish, it tells me the wizard is now ready to analyze your new table. Everybody, please make sure you all tick this up. If you tick this only, the analyze, the wizard will open up. So I say yes, continue. And over here, it gives you an introduction to table analyzer wizard. So you can ignore the first two steps. You can say next, next, and I want to decide myself. Okay, normalizing of the tables, I will decide myself, because when you allow the wizard to do it, it sometimes makes changes that you simply cannot undo. Okay, so I want to decide it. And we click on next. So everybody start with the most common table that you can see over here. Not the common table, the most obvious table that you can see over here. Which one would that be? Project table. Don't you think project table is going to connect all of them? Shall we start with maybe customer table? Let's start with customer table. Okay, so everybody, let's drag customer ID out. Drag customer ID out. And what are we going to call this table? We are going to call this table our customer TBL, or TBL customer. TBL customer. And we say okay. Over here, do you want access creating a primary key for you? We don't want access creating a primary key for this table. Customer ID is good enough to be the primary key over here. So what do? I come and click over here and say, you know what? Customer ID can be my primary key value. Okay, I don't need access to create a separate field as a primary key field for the customer table. I come over here and say, I say customer ID will be my primary key field. Then guys, if you have customer ID, you will also need customer first name, obviously. You will also need customer last name. Okay, anything else? Customer mobile address, all that you will need. Customer mobile. Then the address, you will require that as well. Okay. Right. What is the next table that you would see over here? Phase table could be mentioned, or shall we go with project table? One project can have many phases, correct? One project can have many phases. One customer can be connected to many projects. Okay. So what shall I do? Shall I go with the, so over here now we need to have one more table over here now. So I'm going to try and keep the left hand table as a table that connects everything. Okay. So what we can do over here is we can keep this as a project table, or we can keep this as the phase table. Anything is okay. Which should be the best? If I bring the project details over here, both are okay. Which one shall we do? Okay, I'll bring project out. Everybody, I'm bringing project out. I'm bringing project out. So I'm going to take project ID out. Project ID, drag and drop. Drag and drop project ID out. Okay. Now what's the name of the table going to be? Project TBL. Okay, or TBL project. TBL project. TBL project. Okay. Once again, I don't need access giving me a primary key. The project ID is good enough to be my primary key. So I say, you know what, make project ID my primary key. Then everybody, anything else? Project, where is it? Project start date. Then the, what do you call? The target end date. The target end date. Okay. Now here we have the phase ID. The phase ID. the actual start date, the duration of the phase, the language that is being used in this phase, who is the programmer, who is the customer, and to which project does it belong to. Correct? Now guys, you have two options over here. The foreign key of customer, shall I keep it in the phase table or shall I keep it in the project table? I think it wouldn't be wrong. You can keep it either here or you can keep it over in the project table. I'm going to bring the customer's foreign key into project table. Okay. A customer will be connected to a project will be connected to many phases. Okay. If you want, you can keep it over here. No problem. Anyway, they all link to each other now. So it wouldn't make a difference. Okay. So what I would prefer is, I would prefer to bring the customer ID into the project table. Okay. So the customer ID foreign key, I'm going to bring it into the project table. So everybody, do you all see the relationship now? One customer can have many projects. Okay. One project can have many phases. Are we all okay with this? Now here is my question to you all. Guys, if you all want, you all can keep the customer foreign key in the phase table. Not a problem. Okay. You can either go with this structure or with my structure. Can everybody rename table 1 into phase table? Rename table 1 into TBL phase. TBL phase. Okay. So everyone, you also saw this now. One customer can, have multiple projects. Okay. And one project can have multiple phases. Now everybody, in your phase table, what would be your primary key in the phase table? Phase ID is going to repeat, no? Isn't it? Phase ID will repeat, no? Every project will have phase 1. Every project will have phase 2. Isn't it? Some projects may have phase 3. Some projects may have phase 4 as well. You get it? But phase 1 is definitely going to repeat in all the projects. Okay. All the projects will have stage number 1, phase number 1. Okay. So phase ID is going to definitely repeat. So what I'll do is, so then we're going to have to use a composite key, right? The phase ID and the project ID together are never going to repeat, right? Phase ID and project ID together are never going to repeat. So what I'll do is I'll take the project foreign key up. Okay, phase ID and project foreign key here. Okay, phase ID and project ID together will never repeat because every project will go through only each phase once. Then you have the actual start date, the duration, the phase language, and the programmer ID. Are we good? This is my structure. Okay. Any of you who are watching, if you all want to put the customer foreign key over here, not a problem. I prefer to keep it in the project table. I prefer to connect a customer to a project rather than to phases. Okay. Right. So everybody, this is the structure I have come up with. I will have to go back and change the data types, delete the relationships, all that we will have to do now. Everybody, this is okay, no? Guys, girls, all of y'all. So I'm going to click on next now. I'm going to click on next. And over here it says, do you want to create any queries? For now, I don't want to create any queries. No, don't create the query here. So I click on finish now. So now when I click on finish, guys, my data has been imported. I can close this. My data has been imported on the left hand side. You can see you have 4 tables. Imported data you can ignore. You can ignore imported data. Are we all okay with this? You can ignore imported data. Now everybody, what do you think my next step should be here? Sorry? What to do with the relationship? So we go into database tools. We come into relationships. So over here, right now only 3 tables are visible. Let's enable the 4th table as well. Add table and let's enable the programmer table as well. The programmer table as well, let's enable. Okay, everyone, do you all see it over here? This is what we have so far. Let me arrange it a little bit. Okay, everybody, I want to go and sort out my data types. But you can't change the data types of primary key fields while they are in a relationship. Agree? That's why I'm going to have to delete the relationships. We'll see if it's necessary. Everybody, shall we start with the customer table? Everybody, customer ID and customer ID here are connected. Okay. If their data types are not what I want them to be, I will have to delete the relationship in order to change the data types. Okay. Let's go and see first. Not necessarily delete it. We'll go and see first. If necessary, we'll come and delete it. So boys, girls, everyone look here. Shall we open the customer table and project table? So I open the customer table. In the customer table, how are your data types? Customer ID, short text. Don't we have a problem there? Customer ID, short text. We do have a problem over there. Okay. I'm going to change customer ID into number. But if you change it to number, you can't change it while this particular field is in relationship with another field. Okay. So we will have to go back and delete data types. Okay. So let's close this. Everybody, let's close this. I'll come over here, come to my relationship, delete this relationship. Okay, shall we just directly delete both of them? I'll come the relationship between the project table and phase table. I'll go ahead and delete that also. So I can freely change my data types without receiving any errors. So let's delete both relationships. Okay. And now let's go to our customer table, set the data types. Go to project table, set the data types. All good? So I come into my customer table now. I come into design view and I say what? Customer ID, change it to a number. Okay. Everything else is okay, no? Everything else seems to be okay. So we say save. They are warning you. You can say I'm aware of it. Go ahead. Yes. Then the table project, everybody, TBL project. Let's go to design view. The project ID will become a number. The project ID will become a number and the customer ID will also become a number. Are we okay with this? In TBL project, your project ID will become a number. Your customer ID will also become a number. Are we good with that also? We click on save. Then we have the programmer table remaining. Let's go into the programmer table, not programmer, phase table, no? Phase table, no? Let's go into phase table. And everybody, phase ID will be a number. Project ID will be a number. Duration days will also be a number. Guys, phase duration, they might ask you to do calculations on it. I'm giving you all a pre-warning. Okay, they might ask you to do calculations on the phase duration days. Okay, find the phase which has the highest number of days. Okay, find the one which has the lowest number of days. Okay, calculate the difference between these two phases. You get it? They might ask you to do calculations. If the data type is set to short text, can you do calculations on this data? No way, right, everyone? If your data type for phase duration is set to text, you can't do calculations on it. So let's change it to a number. Let's click over here and say, you know what, make this a number. Only then later on, if the examiner asks you to perform calculations on it, you will be able to perform calculations on it. So change it to number. The phase language can remain as short text. The programmer ID, however, will go back to number. Are we good? Ikram, up to here okay, or should I come there? Come there. Okay. So can you all save everything now? We save everything now. Are you sure? Yes. Now can you all close all your tables and set the relationships? We close the tables now. And now you can start fixing your relationships over here. Everybody, guys, girls, let's sort this out. Now that we have set our data types, so everybody can now find the foreign keys now. So TBL customer ID to customer ID, drag and drop. Customer ID to customer ID, enforce referential integrity. We click on create. Then programmer and project. Not programmer and project, programmer and phase, no? Everybody over here. Sorry, we bring this over here. So here what do we do? Project ID, project ID, drag and drop, enforce referential integrity. Oh, I forgot to make it composite key, no? Can we quickly go back and make this phase table, phase ID and project ID composite keys? Let's save this. Let's go back into the phase table, design view. These two fields, phase ID and project ID, will work as composite keys. Make both of them primary keys. Okay. How do you do it? Everybody, how do we do it? You select the two rows, phase ID and project ID. You select both of them. In table design, you say make both of them the primary key. So now they have become what we call composite keys. Okay. You can then click on save. Now you can come here, project ID with project ID over here, enforce, and then over here, programmer ID with programmer ID over here. Oh, I forgot to click on enforce referential integrity. Enforce referential integrity. Okay, you all can take a screenshot of your relationship now. Everybody, can you quickly take a screenshot and we'll stop with that. Everyone, screenshots of your relationships, Windows Shift S. From top to bottom, we take a screenshot of the relationship. And where do we go and paste it? We come and paste it over here. Okay. Then one more thing, if you all can do screen print showing the field names and data types. Okay, screen print showing the field names and data types in the tables you have created. If you all can do that and then leave, that will be great. Okay, so we save everything. We go into customer table, design view, screenshot. Next week we can do the record counter. Screenshot of customer table. Then we do a screenshot of the phase table. Then we do a screenshot of the programmer table. Okay, right. With that, I'm going to stop then. Next week when we meet up, we'll do screenshots of the records. Okay, so everybody, with this, we're going to be stopping. Everybody, next week when we meet up, we'll take screenshots of our records, showing the records and the count of our records. Okay. Okay, everybody, please do this and then you all can make a move. Okay. Okay, I'm closing this then. See you all. Take care. Bye.